Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, live from Acme Oyster House. Welcome to the Mike Bloomgren Show. Acme Oyster House. Life's more fun with seafood. The Mike Bloomgren Show is brought to you by The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716. Lighting up Rice University and Houston for over 100 years. Now, alongside Coach Bloomgren, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back. It is the Mike Bloomgren Show here at Acme Oyster House, 1201 Westheimer. The Rice Owls taking on the SMU Mustangs. More on that game coming up in a bit. We'll preview that later on with Coach Bloom. We're here at Acme Oyster House, and it is a really nice crowd. Nice, cold, by Houston standards, weather across the area. Some northern friends of mine would laugh at this, say it's a midsummer's day, but it is a beaut for our 1 or 2 days of cold weather around here. A nice, good, warm gumbo type of day. Get you some soup, some shrimp, some oysters. It is a good spot for that for sure. Got the big screens out aplenty, and they are very Rice-friendly here at Acme Oyster House, 7 to 8 the rest of the season. Every Monday night for some Owls football talk. Great vest weather. Got the vest on. Love my vest. But a big shout-out to Sydney serving. Yeah, there she is. She is Friday the 13th victim, she told me, for Halloween. I see no other Halloween costumes out in the audience. There's a football coach walking in, but I think that's his day job. There's Coach Bloom. But thanks to Timmy running things in the kitchen, Walter is here, and thanks to Clara back in the studio. So if you did not hear today, a kick time has been announced for that UTSA game in the Alamo City next Saturday. That is at 6:30. It'll be on ESPNU. And this Saturday, it's homecoming, families weekend. The Rice Owls hosting those SMU Mustangs. A lot of things to break down about Rhett Lashley's team coming up here in a little bit. That is 69-10 win at Tulsa. And you hear the offense, and you're like, wow, got a great quarterback. But at the same time, their defense has been turning some heads as well. So plenty of time to preview that. It's a tight ends type of night tonight. Here we have, in particular order of the show, went a bit with the seniority. We have Jack Bradley coming up here in a matter of segments. We have Bloomgren also coming on, and then tight ends boss man, there he is, Lucas Reed, also on the show here. Love me some tight ends. You got to be fast. You got to be quick. You got to block. You got to do it all. And they're a very versatile group as well. Want to remind you, saw this today for this year's homecoming week, and hey, obviously a heavy football crowd here. We'll once again have a friendly competition among our sports programs letter winners. We got a few in the crowd here tonight. But after a successful year, once again, we're looking to see who can raise the most money for the Owl Club that supports all of our programs and student athletes. This week of Homecoming 2023, the top 3 programs that are able to raise the most Owl Club dollars, along with the most donor participation, get some extra dollars there for their programs, respectively, for the next fiscal year. So for more info, go support your programs. Go to the Owl Club. Visit riceowlclub.com. Lots to get to coming up next. Coach Bloomgren will come to the high table and we'll have some Rice Owls football talk. It is the Mike Bloomgren Show live here at Acme Oyster House from Learfield.
Shoppers has the right John Deere for your piece of Texas. If you're looking for a tractor, gator, or lawnmower, let the experts at Shoppers give you the right answers to your John Deere questions. Shoppers makes buying a piece of John Deere equipment easy with our online Build It, Price It, Own It tool. You can add attachments specific to your needs or check out our ready-to-go John Deere tractor packages. See all that Shoppers has to offer by Googling Shoppers at S-H-O-P-P-A-S. Shoppers, equipment for your piece of Texas, and proud sponsors of Rice Owl Athletics.
Hey, Oscar, wake up. Hi, this is Otis and Oscar, the talking spokes oysters for Acme Oyster House. You've probably seen us on TV. My friend Oscar is, sleeping. You know, we oysters like our beds. Anyway, drop by tonight for a dozen raw, a dozen char grilled, a seafood platter or po' boy, and maybe a few laughs. Come Acme, bro. Not you. Acme Oyster House. Life's more fun with seafood.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Highlighting the Owls on the gridiron. Welcome back to the Mike Bloomgren Show.
Yes. Every Monday night back here at Acme Oyster House for the Mike Bloomgren Show. This week, Rice and SMU. Plenty of time to talk about that in a little bit. Next segment, we have Owls tight end Jack Bradley and then Bloomgren after that. But right now, joined by Dunleavy family head football coach of our Rice Owls, Mike Bloomgren. Staying warm? How are things?
Yeah, staying warm, man.
Yeah?
Staying warm.
Are you a cold weather guy? I mean, with your many coaching stops, and I know you're stopping Texas, Florida, Cali.
Nah, I mean, you got to remember, as a kid, I was 5 to 10 in Spring Branch in Houston, Texas, and then I moved to Tallahassee, and both those places have a good amount of humidity. So I learned to appreciate that more than I did the shoveling snow and scraping windows.
I'm with you. Cool, not cold, though.
Yes,
I
sir.
like it. So short books or long articles could be written about that game. What a great game. It did not end the right way. 30-28, 22nd ranked Tulane gets that win. Your overall thoughts on that one, because it had many different chapters and tale of two halves, so to speak, too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's the best way to describe it, right? I didn't think we played worth a dang in the first half. Really disappointed, and really every phase of our operation. Didn't think we played the way we were capable of. We had a great week of prep, and I really expected us to come out and start fast like we had in these other games. Going into that game, I think we'd outscored our opponents 90-13 in the first quarter, and that's what we needed to do is have that kind of effort. So as disappointing as that half was, then you come in at halftime and you're like, guys, look, we are capable of so much more, and and then you come out in that third quarter, And, man, it went really, really good. It went really, really good. I thought we played about, our kind of football, championship-level type football in the third quarter. And, I think everybody on our sideline felt the momentum. I think we all just felt like if we could get the ball back one more time, we're going to win this game. And, unfortunately, they are the champions. They have the belt, and they were able to put together a heck of a drive, an 8-minute-long drive, and effectively end the game.
So starting from the end, so to speak, that was a weird last few minutes of the game. What Coach Fritz was strategizing, you're strategizing. Explain it, because you're trying to do the math. And I was even talking about, when I talked to Dan Gritty, like they talk about these different. So how did you try to manage that, and how do you see Coach Fritz managing it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think both of us are completely committed to analytics right now, especially in the game scenarios. Both of us subscribe to the same book. So there was a little bit of a cat and mouse game going on. We got to a point where we really just needed that stop. We gave up, I think, 6 yards on the first down run in that low red. Then they got a couple on the next play, and then another couple, and it brings up a 4th and 1, really, with a feeling that the game's on the line. And they end up getting that. And, we tried to burn the timeouts just to get us a chance, and came back with 10 seconds on the clock after they threw the ball. Michael Pratt threw it about a mile up in the air, probably the furthest throw he had all day. And when that thing finally came down, we had a few seconds left.
Yeah, it looked like a game of keep away you might play as a kid. But what do you think the guys resonated with? What do they do so much better in the second half? Not that you coached them any differently, but obviously Coach Fritz has a great squad. What did they do better in the second half?
Yeah, they just performed really well. It's that simple. Like, this is a very talented group, and obviously Tulane is as well. But we did our jobs a little bit better, and a little more attention to detail. And, it just became a lot of fun. Once that ball got rolling, like I said, the momentum was clearly on our sideline. It was a fun place to be, and there was a lot of confidence amongst that group. But if you want to beat the defending conference champions, we just needed to make one more play. And you always feel that way when you lose a game by 2 points. You look back, and there's about 30 plays where if one of them goes the other way, you feel like you won the game or would have won the game. And there's so many times, like the thing that I go back to is that end-of-game scenario, where if either they don't have one of those field goals on the board, or if we had acquired one instead of going 3 and out in the first half a couple times, then, they're on that 4th and 1. It's no decision. They're kicking a field goal to take the lead, and we're going to have about 1:40-ish seconds, and I'd bet on us. But that's not the way the game played out. So we can go through all those scenarios and situations as an exercise, but the reality is we got to find a way to make one more play against a great team.
We heard after the game from Josh Piercy's parents, not directly but indirectly, that he was doing better. It was a scary moment when he went down. I know usually Tuesday's the medical day, but do you have any idea? Is he doing better, or any status on him?
Doing much better. He was at practice today, not participating. All the results we've got from MRIs and X-rays and such so far have been very, very positive. So we're encouraged that this will not be a long injury. Not sure his status for this game, but definitely not a long-term thing.
So sticking on the defensive side, since I went there, talk about plays and game changers. Gabe Taylor, 72-yard interception return, almost got that pick six again that he had guaranteed the game before. Yep. It's coming eventually, Coach, we know it, but how big of a game turner was that potentially? And then just Gabe in general, he's becoming a ball hawk, but he's been a ball hawk the first couple years here.
Yeah, I've always said the football loves Gabriel Taylor, and that's good to see it in his hands again and him making those plays. So that was a turning point, right? The offense did exactly what we talked about. Hey, we're going to have a good kickoff return. We're going to go put it in the box. And then to have that on the next possession and 2 plays later end up in the box again, you're like, okay, let's go. And everybody was kind of feeding off of that. So it was a huge play in the game.
JoJo Jean, career-high tackles, ditto for play wide. He had a career-high 11. Speak to them and any other highlights that you saw from the defense.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of highlights that get lost in that first half. I mean, the bottom line is, like, every time the defense takes the field, their job is to stop them. Every time the offense goes out, their job is to score. And in the first half, Tulane had 6 possessions, and they all reached scoring territory. They missed 1 field goal. So that's not good enough. Like, we've got to tighten some things up. We've got to make sure that we're playing top down in the secondary, but still able to take away those underneath and easy throws with a guy like Michael Pratt, who's so talented. And then we've got to tackle better in the run game. So really glad that Play and JoJo had all those tackles, but that's never going to be by design where your safeties lead in tackles.
And on the offensive side of things, 2 more touchdowns for Jim Ottaviano's second multi-TD game of the season. How about that? And he's he's always had an aggressive running style, but he seemed to find a few holes in there.
Yeah, Coach Tuiasosopo talked about him in the offensive meeting today, that the look he had in his eyes, the way he was on the sideline, and the way he performed, he's a guy that was absolutely what we wanted for 60 minutes on Saturday. And it's not that other people weren't trying hard or anything like that, but Juma's production and just the way he was encouraging all his teammates on all sides of the ball is exactly what we're after. You know, for years we called him the king of Mudita, and that was kind of it again.
I don't pretend to know the nuances of the running position, but is it able to teach that forward lean? He just seems like he's always getting a couple, 3-4 yards. And Dean too, of course, but Juma just has that natural ball forward ability there.
I think both of those guys are playing so well right now. Yeah. But you're right. Like, Juma was feeding people his pads. And, you know, you go back to 2 games ago at Tulsa, he had the run where he got hit 5 yards down the field, and then the line, and Jack Bradley hit him a couple times, and he ends up keeping his feet churning and ends up 8 yards further. There were runs like that in this game where he just kind of bounced off tacklers. His first touchdown, bounces off somebody and ends up in the end zone. Those hard runs, you know, when you do play behind your pads and feed them to people, that's the way this game's designed to be played. And that's when you can be a really effective runner, which he is for us.
Anything else on the offensive side we didn't address? What were some positives or things you want to correct?
Some positives are, you know, Luke having another catch, you know, where his helmet gets ripped off in the end zone, and, you know, maybe Pop-Tarts will like it again. You know, maybe it'll be the Pop-Tarts play of the week. But the focus that it takes when somebody is again, the ball's a little underthrown, he's making a great play on it, the guy's tackling him and ripping his helmet off, the concentration it takes to keep that ball locked up, I thought was really good. The touchdown right before that, you know, you got Bowden Gruden on the air tonight. It was Bowden's first career touchdown as a Rice Owl, and that was an unbelievable throw and maybe an even better catch. It was a great throw because of the location it had to be in, and for Bowden to go down and make that play, that's pretty big time. I think all of our tight ends have now gotten involved in the pass game. I think we have 10 people that have a catch over 30 yards in the program now, and both of those guys have one of those 30-yard catches, so they're all weapons right now. So anyway, lots of good things going on. Just got to make sure that, again, we don't have momentary lapses where we don't start fast, and we've got to figure out what to do in the second quarter where we can get a little more production out of this offense, because it's too talented not to find a way to put some points on the board in the second quarter.
Talking to Mike Bloomgren here, the Mike Bloomgren Show at Acme Oyster House. I was informed minutes before coming on that November 3rd, Friday, is Texas High School Coaches Day. You having a lot of those guys on the staff and so many players coached by Texas high school great coaches. What's that day mean to you and the staff?
Oh, it's great that they're getting recognized. They pour so much into these young men, and some of them make pennies an hour, you know, for the time that they commit and how they are father figures for so many people in the state. It's nice that the legislature stepped up and recognized that day.
Yeah. And what I know I asked you this last year. It's going to come back when you tell me this answer, but what was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
I think I probably said astronaut last year. You know, that was a good one. A gray jacket and took a box and duct tape and made myself a space pack and a few things like that. So I think that's probably it. But great holiday, and then, you know, soon these guys always hear me say this, but we're entering November, and that's a big time in college football. You'll always remember what happens in November.
Yeah, I remember that Bloomgren rhyme. All right, here's a random spot for a trivia question. You're like, what are you doing?
Let's do it.
I promise there's method to my madness, okay? Who was the first college football player to throw for 300 yards and rush for 200 yards?
It was Marcus Tuiasosopo.
It was. You know why I'm bringing that up?
I do, actually, because you and Chuck gave me that wisdom today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang it, Chuck. Thought I could.
Well, I would have got that one right anyway. It was 1999. It was against Stanford. Stanford went on to go to the Rose Bowl that year because UCLA lost to, I can't remember who down the stretch, but yeah, Stanford made the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I saw a shout out, like watching the Dan Patrick shows. Hey, Tui,
yeah.
I know that guy. But I was thinking, okay, 300 yards passing, that's an amazing game. 200 yards rush. How do you do it both at once? I need to ask him about that.
First in NCAA history, and I think there's been 2 or 3 since.
That's amazing. All right, tell us about our group. You already mentioned some about the tight ends, but you got Coach Reed, and you also have Big Jack Bradley over there with Bowden.
Yeah, Jack has been in this program seemingly forever, and he started, I think, every single game since he's been here. I don't think he's got a single miss. I'd have to ask him for sure, but he has been such a rock for us. And, you know, like we talk about that tight end group, they are offensive linemen with wings. And he blocks like a lineman. He blocks in pass protection. He blocks in the run game. And then he will get loose and go catch some balls down the field. And he's, in my mind, a prototypical white tight end. He does everything we would want a white tight end to be able to do. Bowden plays the other tight end position, the F position, if you will. More of a receiving threat, but you got to be a willing blocker. And in our system, you have to be more than a willing blocker. You have to be a good blocker. And that's something that he's gotten better and better at from certainly last year to now. And the number of positions that we line Bowden up in is exceptional. Coach Tui's creativity, and it's been a lot of fun to watch him in this past game and some of the matchup issues he creates for people. And then Lucas Reed, who's been here as a day one guy. I got a call from a buddy of mine who coaches at Ouachita Baptist, and he told me, he's like, I got this quarterback that wants to get into coaching. His dad's a high school coach, and I think he'd come if you'd give him like a place to sit at the table and some crackers. So I think that's what we promised him in that year one. He worked with Coach Lembo with our special teams that first year, and then he's bounced to different rooms, from a quarterback room he was very comfortable in to a running back room. And now he's our tight end coach and doing a fabulous job. His future's so bright as a coach.
All right, Coach, thanks. We'll be back. We'll talk about those Mustangs later.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much. Dunleavy Family Head Football Coach for Rice Owls, Mike Bloomgren. We'll start the train rolling with the tight ends. Big Jack Bradley comes and joins us next. At the high table, it's the Mike Bloomgren Show live at Acme Oyster House from Learfield.
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment. 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling, the official beer partner of Rice Athletics, and now available for purchase everywhere in Texas. The Yingling Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Please enjoy responsibly.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
Getting blitzed. Down he goes.
The speed.
40, there he goes. Down the sideline.
This is college football.
Toward the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back to the end zone. 20.
This is the College Football Blitz. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Behind every door at Houston Methodist, you know what to expect. Expertise. Whether it's life-saving brain surgery, your 3D mammogram that catches breast cancer sooner, or orthopedic specialists helping you feel stronger than ever. With hundreds of doors across Houston, you can get expert care everywhere.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the 2023-24 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite school or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. That's thedirectorscup.com and L Directors Cup on Twitter. Trophies will be awarded in June 2024 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today. And go Owls.
This is the Mike Bloomgren Show, live at Acme Oyster House. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back here at Acme Oyster House. We have a night featuring our great tight ends, Jack Bradley, Bowden Gruen, and then tight ends boss Lucas Reed. And then Coach will preview the SMU Mustangs coming up. That's at 6:30 Saturday night, ESPNU, and we have it on the Varsity Network app as well. Joined now by a longtime member of the Rice Owls. Again, is NBA now. It is the one and only Big 8'7". It is Jack Bradley. How are you, young man?
Doing great. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. You had Monday classes, I guess, the last couple years, and now NBA just frees up your schedule.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a nicer schedule than undergrad. I'll say that. So it's awesome.
I know that just kind of got rolling for you the last few weeks. What do you like about that, or is this the second year NBA for you?
No, it's my first year. Just got started. Really, the most impressive thing is meeting my classmates. Like, there's awesome people from all over the country that are doing this NBA program. So just getting to meet everyone and kind of get going with first couple of classes in accounting right now. So learning all that stuff, and it's been good so far. Yep.
What was your undergrad? Remind me.
Sport management.
Okay.
Yep.
So obviously you want to play this game as long as you can, but
Yes, sir.
after that you have like, hey, that would be a cool dream job, or like a lot of the guys say, I have no idea. Why are you even asking me this question?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a little bit of both. I definitely want to do a career in athletics, but still kind of unsure, figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's appropriate because we're going to get into a lot of your backstory, your Texas through and through, your family's rich ties. We'll start there. So your grandfather and your great-grandfather played sports at SMU.
Yes, sir.
And any trash talk in there in the family with that, or do y'all keep it civil?
It's a little civil. I will say I'm trying to get my grandpa to come to the game so he can be there right after we win, and I can go up and just say, there we go.
Yeah.
It's awesome. They definitely encouraged me a little bit out of high school. They want to be a pony, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad I'm a Rice Owl.
So being from Dallas, but also San Antonio, was that hard to not go there and come here? Or was it easier to come here for any reasons? Or
I definitely I got recruited by UTSA as well, SMU, and just kind of fell in love with Rice. So kind of explored all those schools, and what Rice had was amazing. The culture, the people, Coach Bloom, even Coach Reed was there back when I was getting recruited, and so I'm just really thankful that I'm here, and I'm still here for a fifth year, which is awesome. And it's been the best time of my life.
So a lot of basketball in your family too, and your mom still coaching college basketball, correct?
Yeah, she's not coaching right now. She just got done coaching a couple of months ago. So, but yes, she's been coaching as far as I can remember, all through my childhood. Up until recently.
Okay, so no pressure. Were you good at basketball? Everybody assumes the tall guy could be good, or I guess that's also a different kind of height and build.
Yeah. No, I played all up until my senior year in high school, so it was definitely a big part of athletics for me was being able to do both. I'd like to say I still got a jumper, and a lot of guys on the team may say that, but it was a huge part, and with my family too, all my sisters, my brother still plays right now, so yep.
So are you the best baller on the team? Because I know old Gabriel Taylor, he was like 20, 30-point a game scorer at Gulliver Prep.
He was nice. Yeah.
So, you could take him in the post, but he could probably wiggle around you on the perimeter. So who's winning that? Or is there someone else that could be? I'm going through my list here.
I don't think anyone can outshoot me. I'll say that.
There you go.
I think you put me up against anyone on the team, I can outshoot him. But Gabe might be a little quicker than me.
Yeah, just a bit.
As y'all saw him take that one almost to the house this past Saturday, so he's pretty fast.
And he seems like he'd be one of those trash-talking guards too, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a given. Yep.
You seem like the strong, stoic type. Right? You had that really long catch and run at Tulsa, career-long catch in there, 41 yards. Take us through that play and how cool that was, because no lie, I saw it. I was like, well, that's 87, but I had to do a double. You were just flying there, rumbling down the field there.
Yeah, short yardage goal line, we know we're going to get 1 yard with the run. And so people don't expect the pass. And that's a good thing for me is I get to get out. Once I saw that look when I lined up, I got a little excited, knew I could get the ball on this. And, I'm glad JT found me and made that play happen.
So your dad played tight end at Texas. Was it always tight end, or did you play any other positions, or just naturally gravitate because you had good technique from your dad? Or?
Yeah, so I was initially trying to be a quarterback, like every kid,
Of course.
Watching Brett Favre growing up, and you want to be like him. And I ended up breaking my wrist, and so they're like, you know what, we'll just move you to tight end just for now to see how it goes. And I, excelled at it, and I got better. My wrist healed, and I just, ended up falling in love with the position. And I think it's the greatest position in football. I might be a little biased, but so still here playing tight end now. Yes, sir.
And another year after this, or what's the Jack Bradley? These days with eligibility, I never.
Yeah, this is my last year. I didn't end up redshirting my freshman year, so been able to play all 5 years, and this will be it. Last year.
So having said that, there's so much more time behind you that's in front of you. What do you take from these last few years as the team has gotten better and you yourself have gotten better?
Yeah, no, I noticed this at the beginning of the year with this team. I mean, it's amazing. This is the most talent we've had, the most buy-in, one of the best teams I've been on in my entire life, not even just at Rice. And I think that's a credit to the coaching staff. I think that's a credit to the players that we brought in, the guys that have been around over the years with me. And, I'm really excited for how, we're going to be able to finish out these last few games of this season. So it's going to be awesome.
How big's this game Saturday? What's it mean to you?
It's definitely personal for me. They got a receiver over there that I'm pretty familiar with, Jake Bailey, who's here a few years back, and I'm looking forward to shaking his hand after we win too. This game's awesome. Those guys up in Dallas, they're talented, but I think it's just another opportunity for us to show what we're about.
Yeah, like I'm going to ask Coach coming up here in his segment, that what is it about their defense that stands out? Because they, 9 points a game inside league, they don't want to. What do you think about their defense?
Yeah, they have multiple shutouts on the season. They're, uber talented, got a bigger front than I think we played last week, and a lot of speed in the secondary. And they have a lot of transfer guys, so I think they're going to be talented. We know that. But I think, going off just practice today, we have a great plan for them. So I'm pretty excited to see what we're going to be able to do. And I don't think they played anyone that, we can kind of compare ourselves to as an offense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be awesome for us to kind of catch them by surprise and hopefully, make it happen on Saturday.
So I checked the stats. You've got one tackle on the season, and that came Bloomgren after his touchdown celebration in the end zone. Walk us through that and how excited you were for a position mate making a great catch like that.
Yeah, so I was on the sideline, and I saw, Bowden kind of got jammed up at first, and I tried to lean to see, but I couldn't see what happened because there's, people other on the sideline. And then I look, and the refs, signaling touchdown. So I just went nuts. I didn't really know how he caught it, or I didn't really care. I just knew he scored. So I ran over. I don't think Bowden expected me to hit him that hard, so I apologize, Bowden. But I did. I was just really excited. So.
Getting them ready for the next series, right?
That's right.
Get them ready.
Keep them in check.
Hey, thanks for coming on, and I appreciate it. Good luck rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Big Jack Bradley joining us here at the high table. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll have the guy that absorbed that hit hear from his end of things. Bowden Crew joining us. It's the Mike Bloomgren Show live here at Acme Oyster House from Learfield.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The Parking Spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the Parking Spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
At Shoppers, we get all kinds of John Deere tractor questions, like what horsepower tractor do I need? Do I need four-wheel or two-wheel drive? What kind of attachments do I need for my John Deere tractor? The Shoppers tractor experts have the answers to all those questions. Or you can go online and create your own John Deere tractor with our Build It, Price It, Own It tool. It'll give you cost along with finance options. You can see all our specials by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, equipment for your piece of Texas, and proud sponsor of Rice Owl Athletics.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Highlighting the Owls on the gridiron. Welcome back to the Mike Bloomgren Show.
Welcome back here at Acme Oyster House, in the middle of things here. Here's to Red Beans and Rice University. Acme Oyster House, proud sponsor of Rice football. After the game, come join them for a fried seafood platter, shrimp po' boy, a dozen char-grilled oysters. Acme, the best little oyster house in Texas. Monday, 7 to 8, the Mike Bloomgren Show here, 1201 Westheimer, that Montrose area. So a guy to my left, number 14 of our Rice House, Bowden Gruen, going big with the captain's platter today.
Yep.
Right?
Very exciting. Me and Jack split it. It was great.
Jack shared the hush puppies or whatnot? Or?
He ate a lot of them, but I got one or two.
Okay. So, like I think I asked you this at the presser last week, we kind of your warm-up act as you go through the Rice interview car wash here.
Yep.
You've got a unique backstory in with Texas a couple of different times, obviously here at Rice, but some time at Austin Westlake, and then over at Mater D, but not at the same time as JT Daniels. So walk us through kind of how you ended up to Rice and obviously being here all these years.
Yeah, so I spent 8th grade through my sophomore year at Austin Westlake. Great experience, had a ton of fun. Then moved out to California that summer and spent my junior and senior year there. And then took 1 year off, just, working, doing stuff during COVID. And then 1 year at Saddleback College before I came here to Rice.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do? What was your job? This intrigues me.
I was a cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind?
I mean, did a bunch of stuff, salads, pastas, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I worked in a restaurant.
Nice. Okay, so you just you have that talent now. You can just whip up anything. I'm sure the roommates love it.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice to be able to pull that out, and something that I enjoy when I have off time. So it was great. I loved it.
So give us your side of your perspective when 8-7 comes rumbling towards you and just manhandles you after your first career touchdown catch.
Yeah, it was all just kind of a blur, honestly. I was really excited. It was a big game, big moment, and obviously, I was super pumped to score my first touchdown. So if I'm being honest, I don't remember much from after that. But, I saw the video and, he hit me. Yeah. That's for sure.
Just brush off 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that,
yeah.
Proving you can take a hit.
Exactly.
Like on the field.
Yes.
So if you do remember the actual play, it was good going. I remember it got me out of my chair. Walk us through that and then the subsequent feeling. And now you got that first touchdown catch.
Yeah. So, kind of a broken play. They covered up what we were trying to do. So, I start going out and I'm like, oh crap, this isn't going to work. And then, just end up kind of playground route, doing whatever I can to get open, and JT just slings it in there and made the catch, and super excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Also left out in your bio, you had some JUCO time as well, and you talked about, and I'm always partial to JUCO tough guys. How you talked about that last week. How much did that toughen you up? And obviously appreciate coming here to Rice.
Yeah, I did have it good in comparison to other JUCOs, but it was definitely a struggle. Just one of those things where you're somewhere you don't want to be, and you feel like you're better than where you are. Not like trying to say any slander, but that's just how it is for everybody. You're there to play, to move on. So, it was really just a great opportunity, and I'm super thankful for my junior colleges and the coaches there and all my buddies I've met there. And, it was a great experience, but just, one of those hard seasons where you got to get through it and get out of it.
Yeah. What are you studying here?
I'm in business.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I asked Jack, any grand designs post-playing days, or what do you?
No, not yet, at least. I'm going to try and do this for as long as possible and then see where that takes me. But, right now I'm focusing on taking football as far as I can.
The numbers and the stats say you've improved, and the numbers have obviously gone up. What we've seen, you've improved. From your perspective, what have you done, and what do you think you've improved at the most?
Yeah, I think the biggest change in my 2 seasons here is just how comfortable I am playing within our offense. And it really just has come with time and running more and more plays and getting more and more experience and, letting the game slow down for me and being able to focus on techniques and just being able through time to figure out what works and what doesn't work and just having confidence in going out there when I'm playing. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So your older brother pitched at Pepperdine.
Yeah.
And he's in the Diamondbacks minor league system right
Yes.
now. Not how that came about, but you got football, baseball. It was like, did y'all just play both growing up? And obviously he took to that? Or?
Well, you can ask any of the guys. I have no arm. So he took all those genetics from me. So it kind of just, we're 2 very different people athletically. He's leaner, a little taller. I'm shorter, a little stockier. But, he can throw the ball and never really liked hitting people. And I can't throw the ball and liked hitting people. So that's kind of how it came about.
Going into a big game like this, where do you see, after playing Tulane so close, that's behind you, but what are some focal points to take down the Mustangs, which I'm sure it's old rivalry?
Yeah. I think really just having that Tulane game, I guess, out of the way, you could say, and having that second half where we played so well. Like they were talking about, we never have had problem with starting fast. So I think maybe, we were a little flustered with the whole thing, but just having that knowledge that we can play great and put up points against any team is really going to, come in handy this weekend because, we'll go out there and start fast, and I have all the confidence in the world that when we do what we do, there's not a team that can stop us.
I like it. I appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Bowden Groon of our Rice Owls. Cool number for a tight end, too, 14. Stay tuned. Coming up next, Lucas Reed, the tight ends coach, is going to join us here. Acme Oyster House, home of the Mike Bloomgren Show from Learfield.
Hey, Oscar, wake up. Hi, this is Otis and Oscar, the talking spokes oysters for Acme Oyster House. You've probably seen us on TV. My friend Oscar is, sleeping. We oysters like our pets. Anyway, drop by tonight for a dozen raw, a dozen char grilled, a seafood platter or po' boy, and maybe a few laughs. Come Acme, bro. Not you. Acme Oyster House. Life's more fun with seafood.
At True Anomaly Brewing, our greatest achievement lives in knowing that everything we've learned is yours to enjoy. While it may not be rocket science, we brew with the same detail and dedication learned while running mission operations for NASA. Taking risks is part of our DNA. We don't take them just to say we did, we take them because of the result. Bold brews we're proud to share with fellow adventure seekers. True Anomaly Brewing. Beer for the explorers.
The newly renovated Houston Marriott Medical Center Museum District is a proud new sponsor of Rice University Athletics. For visiting families and fans, the closest hotel to Rice University is delighted to offer preferred rates. Guests will enjoy 2 new restaurants, a new exclusive M Club lounge, and complimentary shuttle service within 2 miles of the hotel. Visit Marriott.com to learn more.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
Getting blitzed. Down he goes.
The speed.
40, there he goes. Down the sideline.
Western College football.
Toward the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You cannot hitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back to the end zone. 30, 20.
This is the College Football Blitz. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Which school
schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the 2023-24 college athletics season. You can follow the standings of your favorite school or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. That's thedirectorscup.com and L Directors Cup on Twitter. Trophies will be awarded in June 2024 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
This is the Mike Bloomgren Show, live at Acme Oyster House. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Back here at Acme Oyster House. Join in a bit. We'll have Mike Bloomgren previewing Rhett Lashley's Mustangs, but joined now by who I think I'm going to speak out of turn, but that's made a career of that. The second best college quarterback on the Rice roster. Would you argue that?
No, not even close anymore.
Really?
But
second, right? Second best?
No, probably 10th or 11th now, but.
Well, I mean, like as far as your college pedigree,
well,
anybody else play college quarterback? That's what I'm getting at.
I'm not sure.
You probably didn't put up any Tui games for the
no
Wichita Baptist
300 yard, no 300-yard passes, no 200-yard rush games for sure. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you. Always like talking with you. Explain going from quality control with the quarterbacks the last 2 years, but the journey started before that, and where Coach left off his story. Pick up there how you would work for crackers and a couch or something.
Yeah.
What led you into this, and kind of sitting up here on as a full-time staff member, sometimes at this stage could be pretty surreal, I bet.
Yeah, so just grew up around the game with my dad and my granddad being the coach, so always being there on Friday nights. And then kind of knew I wanted to get into it, and get into it somehow, some way. And my brother was a GA at Arkansas at the time, so knew I wanted to go the coaching route in college. And my offensive coordinator at Wichita Baptist knew Coach Bloom from back in the day, and gave him an email and called him up for me, and I got my foot in the door that way and got on with the special teams, which was probably the best thing for me. I had playing quarterback, I had no special teams experience, so just to learn a new position, that I had known nothing about, that was the best thing for me. So I did that for the first year, and then I was a graduate assistant with the running backs with Coach Jerry Mack for a year, and then I was with the receivers with Coach Kershaw for a semester, and then got on with the quarterbacks as a quality control the last 2 years before this year with Coach Tuiasosopo, and then just being around him every day, just being a sponge, soaking up knowledge for him, and helping him out any way I can, just kind of learning the ins and outs of every position has been tremendous for me. And then this year finally getting into the full-time role with the tight ends has been awesome. So.
Yeah, Lucas Reed, tight ends coach with us here. So with your background as a quarterback at Wichita Baptist, you're an accounting and a finance major there. Did you always knew, though, that you'd be going into coaching? It doesn't seem like the most typical coaching major for some folks.
Yeah, my mom was always telling me just have a great backup plan in case one day you ever didn't want to do it, and and before I got here in 2018, I was at an accounting firm for 3 months, during tax season, and I was sitting at the desk all day, and I quickly realized this is not what I want to do with my life, and so I got here and, just being around guys like those two guys over there and being around the coaching staff that we have here right now, it's been awesome for me, and it's definitely what I want to do for my life. Yeah.
Gets in your blood, but you just knew it from the start, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So refresh my memory as a practice, might have even been before that, since you've been here so long. Who were you mimicking? Because you were the scout team quarterback a couple of different times, right?
I was. So Coach Swoboda was our special teams coordinator that year, and he had ran that same type of Army offense back when Army offense back in the day, and I had told him that when I was on the scout team at Wichita Baptist, we played Harding University every year, and they ran that same offense, and so I had done it before, and I was like, if you need me, I can do it, and he just kind of threw me in there, and it took off from there. So.
Yeah, dive, pitch, all that good stuff. So evaluate this group. You got two of the guys here, but there's so much more than that. Announced Elijah Maharo getting his first catch, so it's a pretty deep room, and what you have seen from them and their progressions this year.
Yeah, so we got 10 guys in the room right now.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the biggest room in college football in the tight end room, but we have a lot of guys in there, and they're all fighting for playing position, and they're all doing a great job. They're all getting better every week. Obviously, those two are doing a great job, and then Elijah Maharo got his first catch this week, and he's got a lot more coming. He came in late in the summer, but he's picked it up quickly, and he's getting better every single week, and so he's doing a great job for us. And there's a lot of other guys in that room, Trey Philippi, Ethan Powell, all of them down the line. They're getting better every week, and they're doing whatever they can do to contribute to the team. So it's been awesome.
I'm sure I'll bring this up every year when we have the tight ends coach, like Coach Jackson recently. But it's such a complex position that those guys make look a lot easier than it is. So talk about those nuances. The linemen with wings, like
the linemen with wings.
Yeah.
You gotta be a hybrid. You got to be fast enough to run away from guys in the pass game and get open. And then you also got to be grimy in the run game, being able to put your hand in the dirt and get movement on a 275-pound defensive end. So it's a lineman with wings. You got to be able to do both. And for our offense, we have to ask them to do both, and if they can't, then they got to learn to do it, and that's what practice is for, to get them better to be able to do it. But we use the tight ends a lot here, and I think they like that, and they like the challenges that comes with it. So,
yeah, with such a pedigree, I know you recruit other positions too, but with Rice having success in the past, putting guys in the league, does that make it easier to start a conversation too? And with the education, I'm sure that helps in recruiting.
Yeah, the education, it helps. Obviously, the tight ends that we've had come through here in the past, and to be able to play in the NFL, that helps as well. And then the type of offense that we run here, of using 2 to 3 tight ends in a set, the catch that Bowden had on the touchdown, there was 3 tight ends in the game on that play, So we're going to use multiple sets of having 12 personnel, having 2 tight ends on the field, 3 tight ends on the field, and then having those personnels, I think that intrigues guys to come play here, knowing they can get on the field early, and contribute in any way they can. So it's been awesome, yeah.
Favorite Halloween costume as a kid, and growing up in El Dorado, Arkansas. Memphis too.
Yeah, for some reason or another, I was a ninja for 2 or 3 years. So I'd have to go with that one. I don't really remember other than that, but I would go with the ninja costume, yeah.
Okay, you're a bit younger than me, but you go in Gobstoppers, you go in Sour Patch Kids. What's the Tootsie Roll? What were you hoarding? Or do you still hoard as candy?
Yeah, Sour Patch watermelons is probably my favorite. So Daniel, or
gummy worms now.
Gummy worms. We have those at practice every day. So that's my favorite part of it, So gummy worms, Sour Patch Kids, all those, yeah.
Cool. Well, don't load them up on it too much tomorrow, but appreciate getting to know you a little more, and thanks, and go get that win this weekend.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, JP.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Lucas Reed of our Rice House, tight ends coach. Stay tuned coming up in a bit. Bloom will come back, and we'll talk about Rhett Lashley and those SMU Mustangs. It's the Mike Bloomgren Show live here from Acme Oyster House from Learfield.
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment. 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling, the official beer partner of Rice Athletics, and now available for purchase everywhere in Texas. The Yingling Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Please enjoy responsibly.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The Parking Spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today, and go Owls.
Shoppers has the right John Deere for your piece of Texas. If you're looking for a tractor, gator, or lawnmower, let the experts at Shoppers give you the right answers to your John Deere questions. Shoppers makes buying a piece of John Deere equipment easy with our online Build It, Price It, Own It tool. You can add attachments specific to your needs or check out our ready-to-go John Deere tractor packages. See all that Shoppers has to offer by Googling Shoppers at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, equipment for your piece of Texas, and proud sponsors of Rice Owl Athletics.
You're listening to the latest on Owls football with the head coach, Mike Bloomgren. Now, let's go back inside Acme Oyster House.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back here at Acme Oyster House every Monday, 7 to 8. And we don't have any time. We got to go, Coach. No, just joking. How about, he was telling me some stuff during the break. How about it, Coach? Great unit, and understand you want to grab the wheel here.
Yeah, I just love that those guys were on here tonight. You know, it was National Tight End Day last week, and we didn't really recognize them. And then you get James Casey inducted into the Rice Hall of Fame on Friday. I mean, it's just perfect that we had these guys here, and we got to talk about them. You know, it was awesome for me to hear them talk about their recruiting stories a little bit. Like, Bowden was such a good find for us. Like, that was an incredible find for us to go out there and be able to recruit him. He talked about it at the presser last week. There wasn't much of a decision because, you know, we basically trapped him. We offered him in his home, and his parents said yes, and then eventually he did as well. And you know, it's just a little bit different when you talk about Jack, because Jack Bradley was brought to us. His mom was coaching women's basketball at SMU, and she was incredibly good friends with Tina Langley. And so, like, I was like, we really want this guy, Tina. I need your help. And Tina was like, awesome. You know, Tina was like, I love the family. I love the kid.
Wow.
And so she's like, I'll get him there. You guys got to do the rest. So she was able to get him over to campus, and the rest is kind of history there. So certainly glad we have those two. But the question I have for you is, you know, you spent all this time asking everybody their favorite Halloween costume. What the heck was yours?
I can't remember too much. I think when I was like 10, I was like a punk rocker, which, you know, really screams my personality.
Yeah, it does.
When I had hair, it's this one picture I had. I don't know where it is, if it still even exists, but I've got the guitar, and I used to have thick blonde hair, but it was spray painted. And
your inner Brett Michaels.
I guess so. You know me, I like to rock hard, Coach. So. Yeah. And then the Sour Patches, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, gummy worms. Oh, I thought candy was the next question, or is that?
Oh, no, not your favorite question.
All candy.
Now, Laura did correct me. She said that was your favorite costume when you were a kid. But about 10 years ago, when my youngest was little, I borrowed Pete Alamar's wetsuit, and I went as a SeaWorld trainer, and he was the orca, and I had a hula hoop. So she said that was her favorite costume I ever did. So you get both sides of the coin there.
Picks or it didn't happen. Picks or it didn't happen.
It happened.
All right. Rhett Lashley is SMU Mustangs. Been his ear 10, 15 minutes in the offseason at Media Day. And great offense, but the defense as well. 69-10, they beat Tulsa. Preston Stone at quarterback. I guess start with there. He can really spin it, can he?
Yeah, he's an impressive kid. He does. You know, I feel like we go from playing Michael Pratt to Preston Stone. You know, and these are two unbelievable quarterbacks and systems that they really know and understand. So, what a great challenge for us again this week.
Their defense has allowed only 9 points a game in the American. Even though their offense gets the headline, what stands out? They filled a lot of holes in the portal. What stands out about their defense?
Just that. There's a lot of new faces that come from, you know, they're starting free safety. I remember when he first got on the board at Stanford a decade ago, it seems like, you know, Jonathan McGill, he was a captain at Stanford University. He was, I think, started every game he was at Stanford, and now he's their starting safety. And you've got a lot of stories like that. The defensive coordinator brought a couple guys with him from Liberty that started for him when he was the DC at Liberty a couple years ago. Rhett Lashley's brought 3 players over from Miami that are starting, that were there when he was the offensive coordinator in Miami. So there's a lot of those ties, and you see them. But they've also just got a couple guys that have grown up in their program incredibly well. Number 40, the defensive tackle, is going to remind everybody of DeBraylon Carroll. He's like 6 foot, 278 pounds, and jets off the ball. I mean, there's a lot of really good players, and that's what makes it, makes it such a challenge. You know, they got a great scheme, of course, but those players are going to be why we have to have the best week of practice we've had yet so that we can beat them this Saturday.
I'm known for my obvious questions, but you come off a game where Tulane was good at starting fast. You're really good at starting fast. They've outscored opponents, I see, 104-17 in the first quarter. So how big is an early start again this week?
Wow, I actually did not know that stat, so you threw one at me there. But, yeah, I guess that's a pretty good deal. I guess if we can go back to the way we've been, we'll counter that pretty well. So that's exactly what we want to do. We always talk about it, right? The fun is in the winning, as you often say, and we know how much more fun this game is in that victory locker room. And to do that, if we will do a great job with our turnover margin, and if we'll start fast, stay focused, and finish strong, we got a great chance to win this game.
All right, finally, I'm not going to out you, neighborhood or anything like that, but you're going to be handing out candy tomorrow night, or is it, oh, Laura, I've got to watch some game film, or
well, Tuesday is always family dinners.
Good.
So usually we do it at Brian Patterson Sports Performance Center, but we only live 4 blocks from campus.
Okay.
So we are Laura's having all the families over, and all the young kiddos will be trick or treating. We'll get off the field about 6:30, and our family dinner is going to be at our house, so the coaches can see their kiddos in costume. And then, unfortunately, while the ladies continue to have fun, we'll head on back to work and watch the film.
And the wetsuit's about 7.
I don't know if they'll have a wetsuit on tomorrow. I don't think that's happening again. I don't think I can fit in that thing.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay. Hey, thanks, boss. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow. That's Dunleavy Family of Football coach of our Rice Owls, Mike Bloomgren. Rice and SMU. Remember, go to riceowlclub.com. Won't go to the whole spiel, but there are different sports having the competition for fundraising this homecoming week. Thanks to everybody here for coming out. Thanks to Walter Engineering. Thanks to Clara back at the studio. Thanks to the Jason Victim waitress server, Sydney, for helping us out. But for all of you coming in, our tight ends, Jack Bradley, Bowden Grun, and Lucas Reed. Have a great rest of this day. God bless. Go Owls, Rice fight. We'll talk to you Saturday. Rice and SMU. It's the Mike Bloomgren Show live from Learfield.
On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, you've been listening to the Mike Bloomgren Show live from Acme Oyster House. Acme Oyster House, the best little oyster house in Texas. Tonight's show was brought to you by The Parking Spot. The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered. Also by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 716. Lighting up Rice University in Houston for over 100 years. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.